So you wanna be the commander of the army of darkness. You also wanna have an army to spawn. So you slice those survivors open and make the angry dead kill all of them. Well, you came to the right place. Let's talk about Evil Ash's abilities and the build. Enjoy. Okay, to start off we have skeletal support. This ability summons skeletons to fight. When Evil Ash lifts his sword up, he spawns a few skeletons that'll spawn from the ground and they'll immediately start attacking the survivors. It is a 63-second cooldown, but it's definitely good to spawn an army. Next up we got Skeleton Resurrection. Anytime a skeleton dies within the radius that the skeleton is in, he gets resurrected and comes back to life, and he'll be harder to take down. It has a 70-second cooldown, which is a downside, but with a skill on the build it'll go down faster, which I'll explain shortly. This is really good if the skeletons get picked off by hunters or warriors who can deplete balance bar pretty easier. The skeletons are the dead after all. Up next, my favorite move in the game, Infernal Invigoration. This ability allows Evil Ash to choke a survivor, pick them up in the air and steal the survivor's health, and it heals him, but the survivors have to attack him to break him out. That has a 20-second cooldown, which is nice, so if you're low on health you can try to use it again to get it back. Finally, just like Ash, he does have a dodge attack that has a 4-second cooldown, which is nice cause they're both Ashes, so it makes sense for him to have one. Alright, now let's talk about the build for the Commander of the Dead. Now let's get into the build. We have 45 skill points to spend, so we can start off from the beginning. First point is Rocksteady Elite. Definitely worth keeping Elite's balance bar up there. Next we have 2 points into the Health Razor Elite at 15%. We want them to be extremely tanky, so they can hold down the objectives faster when they spawn. Next up, Rocksteady Basic. 1 point into this. Me personally, I'm not a huge basic unit person, but we do want the early game pressure, so we get bosses and elites quicker, so just put into this. After that, 1 point into Infernal Revenue for more 10% more infernal energy. Next we 100% want Rocksteady Boss into 3 points. This is a must cause bosses can get shredded easily or picked off from warriors, and I wanna make the boss a lot harder to take down and be aggressive with him as much as possible. After that, 1 point into Health Razor Basic, just so the basics can have a bit more health. Next, 1 point into Seismic Smash for that extra damage for elites. Next, 2 points into Louder Warcry, so the radius of their ground pound is a little bigger for that extra damage. Next, 1 point into Portal Authority Elite for portal placement production. Next, 3 points into Scarier Demonic Dash, so they have more fear. Next, 3 points into Energizing Demon Dash, so we get more infernal energy when we scare the survivors, so we can spawn more units. Up next, 1 point into Trident Middle for throwing elites Trident by 5%. Next, 2 points Test of Time. This increases the objective time duration by 15%, which makes the objective for the dagger or lost pages last longer, so you have a chance of killing them. Next, 1 point Infernal Refill. Gain back for infernal energy while in the objective. Next, Portal Authority Basic, so we can spawn more basics. Up next, Bone Rage. This allows skeletons to attack 10% more frequently, which is nice if they're out on their own and the skeletons just start attacking on their own. Next up, 1 point into Portal Authority Boss. Takes less energy to spawn the boss. Next up, this one's important to me, 3 points into Come Back Stronger. Resurrected skeletons have more health and do more basic unit damage, and health is increased to 40%, and elites as well have 40% increased health and damage as well. So this to me is what keeps an army going when they die, cause they'll be a lot harder to kill, especially with the buff from the Flautist, so meaning 70% damage increase from him included would be a total of 150% damage, which includes both basic and elite damage from Come Back Stronger. Definitely a must. Next, 2 points Wild Spread Skeleton Resurrection. This increases the resurrection skill by 30 seconds, which is good if the Morai skeletons come into attack. After that is Health Razor Boss. 3 points on this is definitely needed, cause I want the boss to have as much as maximum health as possible, cause he is quite squishy without it, so definitely need this. Next up is Irreparable Damage. This is really strong because when Evil Ash hits a survivor, the survivor can't use a healing cola to heal off a hit for 4 seconds. It's good against the supporters like Cheryl or David, cause those guys have a lot of healing. Next up is Expanded Skeletal Support. This increases the effective area by 49.2 feet. I put 3 points into this because I want the aura to be bigger in case other skeletons like the AI units to come in and just attack. Base kit aura has the smallest aura and the circle isn't big enough for the skeleton resurrection for it to work cause you'd have to be close to them, so that's why it's 3 points. Next up is flute force, which increases the flute range 180.4 feet, which is a bigger radius in most cases. Is good if you're far away, you can get that nice damage off early on. To buff the flautist even more, we got healthy bones, which buffs his health by 250 health. It'll take 3 hits to down him with a melee weapon, so he'll be 3 shots instead of 1. If you want more skeletons, we have skeletal reinforcement, which spawns 1 extra skeleton which goes with his skeleton support 4. You'll notice that spawn difference. When you play second to last, we got buffed bones, which gives basic and elites 20% health and 20% extra damage. Definitely 2 points into this. And finally we got speed summoner, which decreases his summoning ability by 10%, which is good. If I wanna use this ability again, I wanna spam it up because I want my army back and continue the fight. Now let's talk about how I try to use it well. So these repeated clips I'm showing you, this is how we use the build in full force gameplay. To start off, on the beginning, it's all about the flautist placement. Considering he can't move or defend himself, it's important that he's put in places where there's a lot of traps, or in a building inside where there's a trap in a room they can't see where he is at all times, but they can hear the music and find where he is. So if he's found early, then you might have put him in a bad spot where he can get picked off pretty easily. So in these clips, which are the same, the flutist placement is very important here. On frying pan tunnel, it's a good idea to put him on top of the tunnel. Usually people will be confused on where he could be cause the audio is kind of bugged, but usually it's a decent spot to put him. After that, just start unloading as many units as possible. Activate skeletal resurrection for incoming skeleton. That into the aura, then skeletal support for more skeletons. As soon as I do that, I wanna use the choke to deal more damage, plus the healing, and applying pressure to the survivors that have low health, plus they can break out from another survivor attacking, but I usually have the skeletons to body block for me. But remember to keep swinging your sword and allow your infernal invigoration to heal you and your skeleton resurrection to revive the skeletons, so the army is a lot tougher to kill with, come back stronger and summon more skeletons with skeletal support to rally forth against them. Last part I wanted to talk about to you all. So I wanna get into a suggested change or two for Evil Ash, because in my honest opinion I feel the boss himself can use an HP buff, but there's one change that I feel that can make him feel a lot more better play, and that can change a core base kit mechanic for him specifically. Here it is. Evil Ash should be able to command the skeletons like he did in the movies. And here's an example of that and what I'm talking about.
Come to Papa. Get him!
Yeah, basically this is what he should have. He's the commander of the dead after all. In the clip you just saw, he told the skeletons to attack Ash, and they did cause they listened to him. I feel in the game, in a 1v1 scenario, if he was able to command the skeleton to attack a specific survivor, it would benefit from both sides cause he could swarm the survivor specifically if they get caught. Also, it should be a passive and should work like mark. You press the button and you have a chest pinged. Use a different button to mark the enemy, so you aim assist goes for them. It wouldn't be broken. Definitely very good 1v1 potential and chaotic group fights, where you can overwhelm the serve with skeletons and Evil Ash himself, having even better meat shields than usual. I think if this change happens, he'll be much better as well with her HP buff. I'm sending what I feel personally to the feedback section on Evil Dead, so maybe you all can join in on what I'm talking about. You can disagree too, but I'm gonna stick with what I got. Thanks so much for watching. Like, comment and subscribe everyone who has watched my shorts or videos. I love you all equally, and soon I'm going to work on Scotty or leader Asher Army of Darkness Ash, so stay tuned. Love you all and we out.
What it do? Sauce up on you too. You know I'm drippin', baby, and you drippin' too. I know you love me, baby, and I love you too. I know you